Hi, this is Mike with Thrive, and welcome to May's SEO Performance Report. Today, just as we have done in prior months throughout the years, we take all of our key performance indicators and put them together in several reports. And we do this to look at the overall performance of our campaigns and to keep an eye on the overall health of the website. Diving right in, our first key metric that we look at is our top 5 keywords. Our top 5 keywords are keywords and queries that are rendering positions 1 through 5 on the Google search results. So looking at our data for May, we finished with 184. That's an increase of 175 over the prior month of April, but did not top our all-time record of 228. I know there were some keywords in there that we adjusted at that time back in 2009, right before the summertime. But again, 184 surpassing last year and 2018. Let's take a look at what those keywords are and some of the movement that occurred in the last 30 days. All right, now I loaded our keywords here. As you can see, the keywords to the left, followed by the corresponding search engine result type, the current position that it's in, the change in over a 30-day span, followed by the competition ratings, the average search volume per month, and then the CPC column, that is the cost per click. And again, we just use that for relevancy indications. So looking at our keywords, we, again, look at them in two fashions. One being our branded terms. So these are going to be keywords and queries that contain WinSystems and or product and or location. Nothing to report, anything new there. We're still retaining the top positions. We're also maintaining the knowledge graph. Our site links are displaying and we're visible in the natural search. So we covered that pretty well. That hasn't changed. And then looking at our non-branded keywords, which would not contain WinSystems, they're going to be product-centered. Looking at that, some notable mentions as we see some really positive movement with the PC 104 and single board computer themes. A lot of stability too, as you see there with hash marks. And then fog and edge computing theme moving up 4 positions to number 2. Edge computing again moving up 3 positions to number 3. And then commercial computers, SBC, and our again, SBC embedded moving up 4 positions, commercial computers 5, and edge and fog computing moving up another 5 positions there. So some really good positive movement. And then industrial PC versus commercial PC moving up 4 positions to number 5. So some really relevant non-branded keyword movement to the top of the search results. And that also resulted in our increase in our top 5 keyword positioning, as you saw the increase from April to May. Our next key metric is total traffic. Total traffic is measured in sessions. And again, a session is a measure of a visitor going to more than one page within the website. Looking at our session data, we finished topping all prior Mays at 6630. So that was outstanding to see. In comparison to 2020, 2019, 2018. And again, rounding up the top, we were just shy of a record last month at 85.58 versus 94.20. But again, we scored well over 400 plus sessions versus 2020. So that was a great finish to the month. Let's take a look at the specific channels associated with all this traffic, with the amount of sessions, looking at specific channels, and then we can look at some of our conversion data thereafter. We've loaded our SEO progress report here. We're looking specifically year over year with this report. We're looking at all traffic up slightly at 1.21% at 6630. Organic, almost the same, just about even looking over the year. At 33.63 versus 33.57. Organic top the charts there. Next is direct, and then followed by the Facebook and paid search. Looking at some of our landing pages, this really hasn't changed, other than our single board computers, our computer on module, as you see here. So we do have some rankings to talk about regarding those keywords and those themes, and we're starting to see this move up the amount of compared to the other landing pages. And then scrolling through, looking at our conversions, we're down about 7% versus last year at 49 versus 53, and our conversion rate at 0.74%. And this is where all of our conversion points occurred at the conditional contact form and the click to call. One thing I wanted to mention is that since we have pretty solid traffic, pretty solid keywords in our top 5 positioning, but it didn't convert. So I'm looking at where these visitors are dropping off, specifically for the last month, because looking at the record sessions, the increase in the top 5, you think that the relevancy would be there to again with the conversion. So I'm looking at where there may be some bottlenecks and what we call visitor frustration, and they either bounce completely out, or they don't go, they're not engaged with the content. So I'm looking at why those frustration points are there, and why they bounce out. Because if they're going through data, if they're going through content and they're spending a good deal of time on that content, and they get to the contact page, why didn't they fill it out, or did they reach out to us and we just don't see that, and then they X out of the site, and it makes it look like they just abandoned the session. So I'm going to be looking granular at some of that engagement behavior this month to really hone in on where we're losing it or where we're not tracking conversions that are actually occurring. So we'll take a look at that, and if there is a problem and a hiccup, we can fix it so that we offer a seamless transition for those users to submit their information to you. So things I'll be looking at for this month, and kind of ironing that pathway out, and because I could see definitely that there's something hanging up and it's causing the visitors. They could just be picking up the phone and calling you, and then bouncing out of that screen. That could be plausible. But again, I really want to look at the actual granular behavior. So I'll be zooming in on that for this month and sharing that data with you. I should have some prelim analysis ready for you by mid-month, so that'll be exciting to review that. And again, I'll have a update on a lot of our new keyword targets, specifically with computer on module and some of the other themes that we were discussing at the end of May. So that concludes our reporting for this monthly. I really appreciate your attendance and your participation. I also appreciate you as a client as well, as you know, and I hope you have an absolute wonderful weekend. Thanks.